Payments of only $57 a month. No down payment, 100% financing, and you can take years to pay. For a free estimate on all good premium vinyl siding, call 1-800-ALL-GOOD anytime, day or night. That's 1-800-ALL-GOOD.
Do you have thinning hair? Well, listen to what customers have to say about the world's leading formula to give you thicker, fuller-looking hair. Results they once thought were impossible.
I was very skeptical, but I'm not now.
And in 3 months, I could see the difference in it.
It's the only one that I found that really, really works on the majority of the people. I don't have to push the hair into place and make it something it isn't.
It really works.
It works for me, it works for my customers, and I wouldn't want to be without it.
I have found an answer.
Will the new generation system for thinning hair work as well for you? There's only one way to find out. Order now, and if you're not completely satisfied with the results, you'll get your money back.
To order, call 1-800-535-7600 and get a full 3-month supply of New Generation, the doctor-developed laboratory-tested system for thinning hair. So call 1-800-535-7600. That's 1-800-535-7600. Order now.
Call now to win a monthly love cruise on the Carolina Singles Line. 1-900-860-9937. $1.99 a minute. Phone confessions.
When I met her sister, well,
Phone confessions.
I haven't been able to tell anybody.
Phone confessions.
I couldn't control my temper.
$1.99 a minute. 1-900-860-WHAM. Call now.
Charlotte's Emmy-winning News 36 team is next on WCNC TV. You're watching WCNC TV 36, Cable 6. And now, Charlotte's Weekend News at 6 o'clock. With Dave Stanley, Larry Sprinkle's outdoor weather, and Will Hampton on sports. This is News 36 at 6.
And a very good evening to you. Despite all of the actions by the House and the Senate on Capitol Hill today, President Bush says war can still be avoided. The president says peace is on everyone's prayers and everyone's minds. Reporter Skip Lozier joins us now live from Washington with the very latest from Capitol Hill.
One authorizes immediate war. The other does not. That's the difference. That's the central issue we're voting on today.
And for many, the option is to wait for sanctions to work.
We'll finish whatever you start, Mr. President. The sons of this generation are patriotic, as are the daughters. We will finish it. But for God's sake, don't start it unless you think it is a vital interest, which I feel strongly it is not.
But the majority in both bodies feel the only way to avoid war is to authorize it.
This is not some hunting license, but this is to strengthen his hand for peace, not war, but for peace.
The resolution authorizing the president to go to war passed by a scant 52-47 margin in the Senate. But when the emotional debate in the House ended, it passed 250-183. Moments after the final vote, President Bush called the congressional backing the last best chance for peace. And he told Iraq what it can still do to avoid war.
An instant commencement of a large-scale removal of troops with no condition, no concession, and just heading out could well be the best and only way to avert war.
The president acknowledges that there just isn't time for all 500,000 Iraqi troops to get out of Kuwait by Tuesday. But if they don't start getting out, Mr. Bush warns war could come sooner, not later. Live in Washington, I'm Skip Lozier.
All right, Skip, thank you very much. Well, North Carolina Senator Terry Sanford is calling today's Senate and House votes an unofficial declaration of war. Sanford says that he is glad he voted against war and wishes Congress had waited to see if the embargo would save the lives of American servicemen and women. But he says that now that the die is cast, Congress should get behind the armed services and fully support them.
Keeping the peace and stop.
Iraqi diplomats now living in the United States have been ordered to leave the country by Tuesday. The State Department says that only the Iraqi ambassador to the U.S. and 3 of his staff can remain in the United States. Officials say they are trying to prevent the Iraqis from organizing any terrorist attacks in this country. They say Iraq has repeatedly threatened to initiate terrorism against Americans and nationals of countries taking part in Operation Desert Shield. The Secretary General of the United Nations, Perez de Cuellar, is in Baghdad tonight in what is being described as a last hope effort to convince Hussein to get out of Kuwait. The Secretary General was greeted at the airport by Iraq's foreign minister. According to UN officials, de Cuellar will be meeting with Saddam Hussein tomorrow. Even though Iraq has reiterated its position of not pulling out of Kuwait, the Secretary General says he remains hopeful.
I come as a messenger of peace. I think I am entitled to say that my mission and my message is to discuss at length with the Iraqi authorities on the prospect for peace.
President Cuellar met with Jordan's King Hussein just prior to traveling to Iraq. Well, people here in the Carolinas are also, of course, praying for peace tonight, including a Concord family. Their only child is now on the front line. Today, News 36 reporter Joey Pop visited with the parents of soldier Michael Kirby.
Where we are and what we're doing.
Chief Warrant Officer Wayne Chambly told the group his unit has been moved around to several locations, loading and unloading ships and constructing...
Hello? Yeah. No, I hadn't, Mom.
Loved ones and friends call the Kirby household more and more these days as the January 15th deadline draws near. Their thoughts are with 22-year-old Michael Kirby. The Central Cabarrus High School student is part of the 82nd Airborne, expected to be one of the first units to respond if war erupts.
Let us run with patience.
Watching the congressional vote today was top priority for Mike's parents. His mom echoes Senator Robert Byrd's thoughts.
He's our only son. And of course, I guess if you had 10, you'd feel the same about all of them. But I'm just concerned that, you know, he may not come back. That bothers me.
They think of the worst, but pray for the best.
He's an awful good kid.
Yes, they're apprehensive and scared, but most of all, they're proud.
I want him safe. But if I was in the situation that he's in, I would want to be protecting my country, protecting the people that I love, my family. If I was in the situation he's in, I would rather be there. But by being a parent, being his dad, I'd rather have him at home.
How does he feel?
I think he feels a lot like I do, that he wants to protect his country and protect the people, his family and the people that he loves.
The Kirbys are just one of more than 100 families here in Cabarrus County waiting for loved ones to return home. Michael, besides the 14th 54th National Guard unit, are in Saudi Arabia waiting for the president's next move. In Concord, Joey Pop, News 36.
Good time to mention, I think, that the Carolinas have now supplied about 1 of every 5 troops now serving in the Middle East. And at this hour in Charlotte, some relatives of sailors are learning more about the situation firsthand. They are hearing from a sailor who just came back from the Persian Gulf. Ed Gallick joins us live from the Naval Reserve Center. Ed?
Well, Dave, about 150 members of this reserve unit have been deployed for the Middle East crisis, and they're scattered about. Some of them are serving on ships in the Persian Gulf, others are in Saudi Arabia, some are on the coast of Africa, others are up here in Greece and Italy serving different functions. But one man, a local man, has been permitted to come home for a couple of weeks because his wife had emergency surgery. And just about an hour ago, just down the hall, he began sharing his thoughts with relatives of other sailors.
Let me talk a little bit about where we are and what we're doing.
Chief Warrant Officer Wayne Chambly told the group his unit has been moved around to several locations, loading and unloading ships and constructing storage areas, and the troops would rather be here than over there on the brink of war.
I think most of us would like to come home, but as far as being a morale, there is no morale problem that I know of. In fact, we've gotten a lot of comments on the enthusiasm.
Members of the support group wanted to know about the chances of war on Tuesday and what that will mean for members of this naval unit. But Chambly says that's unclear.
There's been very little discussion about hostilities breaking out. we stay pretty busy and don't really have time to think about the possibility of hostilities.
Those who turned out for the meeting say they've had too much time to think about hostilities.
A lot of these families, they have not had anyone leave and go overseas like this before, and it's hard. It's hard financially and the support.
And 17 more reserves from this unit are going to ship out on Wednesday, so even more local families are going to be affected.
Ed, do you think this group's going to be meeting more often if indeed we do wind up going to war with Iraq?
Well, the people here certainly think so. They don't meet in large groups very often, but they meet in smaller groups, talk on the phone a lot. And the commander says if you're unaware of one of these groups and you are a naval dependent, then just call the Reserve Center and they'll be able to get you in touch with one of these groups.
All right, Ed, thank you very much. And again, Ed Gallick reporting live tonight from the Naval Reserve Center. And just ahead tonight on News 36, an investigation is underway into the stabbing death of a Mooresville man tonight. We'll also be updating you on the investigation into a plane crash in our area.
And by the way, about the brightest thing you'll see through the end of the day today will probably be this tide. Now, the big question is, are we ever going to see sunshine again? We'll have maybe a definitive answer, or almost definitive answer, coming up in just a few minutes.
If the upkeep on your home's exterior has got you down, here's a fabulous opportunity that you can't afford to pass up. It's Sears Siding Warehouse Clearance Sale, so don't delay. If you call this toll-free number right now during this limited time sale, you can save 20% on siding from Sears. That's right, 20%. You see, at this time of year, we need more warehouse space to make room for our incoming inventory. So in order to move out our in-stock siding, we're cutting prices and passing the savings on to you.
So whether your home is wood or stucco and needs an entire facelift, or if it's a brick combination with cracked, peeling moldings and overhangs, siding, overhangs, and trim from Sears can give your home a great new look you can be proud of. And Sears Siding is virtually maintenance-free to stay looking great without the bother and expense of frequent repainting. Best of all, when you deal with Sears, you can be sure the job will be done right. With Sears Siding, you can count on top-quality materials and reliable professional installation.
Call this toll-free number now during our Siding Warehouse Clearance Sale, and Sears will arrange for a free in-home estimate. Help you select siding that's just right for your needs. Show you convenient credit plans designed to fit almost any budget, and even arrange for professional installation. And remember, Sears Siding Warehouse Clearance Sale doesn't come along every day. So if you've been thinking about siding your home, now's the time to call this toll-free number and enjoy all the beauty and satisfaction of siding from Sears at an unbelievable 20% off.
Call 1-800-221-1200 right now and arrange for your free in-home estimate on Sears installed siding. Our warehouses are overstocked and we've got to move siding. So call now and save 20% during our warehouse clearance sale. Offer ends soon, so call 1-800-221-1200 today. That's 1-800-221-1200.
Federal aviation officials are investigating the cause of a plane crash in Pageland, South Carolina, which has left 2 people dead. The single-engine plane left the Monroe, North Carolina airport yesterday afternoon for Myrtle Beach. Shortly after taking off, the pilot reported problems with the plane's electrical system and just a few moments later declared an emergency. The plane crashed just north of Pageland, South Carolina, killing both the pilot and his passenger. The names of the victims have not yet been released. Iredell County woman is in critical condition tonight after a head-on collision with a tree early this morning. The accident happened on Buffalo Shoals Road near Trapman at about 6:30. Police say 26-year-old Teresa Burrell was driving a 1990 Chevy Camaro when she ran off the road onto the side shoulder. The car then reportedly slid across the highway into a tree. Burrell was first taken to Iredell Memorial Hospital but had to be transported to the Carolinas Medical Center for further treatment. Albemarle man was shot dead last night while trying to rob a restaurant. Police are saying that an employee at Jay's Downtowner in Albemarle shot 20-year-old Eric Gullidge with a shotgun after he attempted to rob the drive-through window. Police say the employee told Gullidge to freeze. He did not and instead raised a .22 caliber pistol. The employee shot Gullidge once in the chest. The investigation into the incident continues. A 37-year-old Iredell County man is behind bars tonight, charged with the stabbing death of another man. Police are saying that Alan Mills, Jr. of Mooresville was involved in a fight at this Lee Street home last night. A neighbor says that she heard the commotion outside her window.
This confusion started, I don't know, but I had gotten to bed and I heard arguing and cursing and going on. I got up and looked out the window, and I could see him standing over there in the drive.
We say the Mills cut 21-year-old Marvin Monday, who later died at Lake Norman Regional Medical Center. Police have charged Mills with the murder. He remains in the Iredell County Jail tonight. Well, Michael Jordan is back in his home state tonight. Coming up, we'll be talking with basketball's top player.
Could there be some snow in the area? Soon, we'll have the answer to that coming up next.
Hey, guess who's coming back to Charlotte?
Let me give you a hint.
How about a better hint?
Yes, it's Andy Griffith as Matlock. He's better than ever, and in color, too.
Carolina's favorite sheriff is now a lawyer in Atlanta, and he's full of crafty tricks.
He probably learned those from Barney.
Anyway, Andy's back home in the afternoon, starting Tuesday at 4, here on WCNC TV 36, Cable 6.
If you're interested in the Hornets, then you're on the right channel, because News 36 brings you the best in Hornets coverage.
At home or on the road, when it comes to the Hornets, News 36 is there.
From game highlights to exclusive interviews, you can depend on the News 36 sports team to bring you unique coverage with sports director Jim Salania. He's not too wild, not too mild.
The best in Hornets coverage is another News 36 advantage.
WCNC TV 36 and Mix 104.7 invite you to the Carolina Gibbs Skating Party, Tuesday, January 15th from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Ice Capade Chalet in Eastland Mall. $2 admission includes skate rental, and all proceeds will go to Carolina Gibbs. You'll even get free instruction from the Ice Capade skaters and get to meet Kipper and the Mix Music Monster. The Ice Capade show, That's Romance, will be at the Charlotte Coliseum January 16th through 20th. So get into the spirit at the Carolina Gibbs Skating Party.
I have my first Lincoln Town car, the finest car I've driven. I can see why it was voted the car of the year for 1990.
I believe the Mercury Sable is one of the finest cars I've ever driven. I'd recommend it to any of my friends. It handles well, it's a quick car, it's comfortable inside. It's just a fine automobile.
Come to Metro Lincoln Mercury, where you can see the exciting and affordable car of the future today.
Well, what do you think? 1991 is certainly not turning out to be the year of the sun, at least so far, and I think we've given it about enough time, Larry. I mean, a lot of people are getting a little bit depressed out there.
A lot of people, and this just in. The sun will never shine again. That's the way it looks. Not really serious. We are going to have some sunshine, and I can show you that. It'll be on the way, but let's take care of some currents right now. It's cloudy in the Charlotte area. The temperature is 50 degrees, humidity 96%, our dew point 49. Winds right now are out of the northwest at 5. Barometer rising slowly, 29.77. Precipitation today, 0.21 of an inch. For the rest of the almanac, our high temperature, that current temperature, 50 degrees, a low of 40 this morning, a record of 75 in 1890, and the record low 1886. Temperatures north and South Carolina, pretty mild considering we are in January. Along the coastline at Wilmington, 61, Kinston, 58, Charleston, 59. Let's look up here at Boone, 31 degrees. A minute ago, I mentioned that snow in the forecast for the area. Well, not the immediate area, but for Boone and Bloin. Well, what happened there? Boy, that was real nice. I was going to tell you that there's snow in the forecast for Boone, Bloin Rock. In fact, it started about 4 o'clock this afternoon, and they do expect snow to continue in the overnight period, possibly for that area getting about 2 inches of snow continuing through early tomorrow. A little upper-level disturbance moved through the area overnight. In fact, if you're awake around 4 or 5 this morning here in Charlotte, you heard some thunder, saw some lightning, and we had a little bit of rain around the area, that 2,100th of an inch I was talking about. And that disturbance is now up to the north, but it's sitting in an area that's whipping around some precipitation, cold precipitation, into the mountains of North Carolina. It's not really showing up on radar. What you are seeing on radar, all of this is snow. In fact, though, if you go up to the northeastern part of the United States, they've got a lot of snow up there. Bangor, Maine, 12 inches of snow. Parts of Vermont have had up to 14 inches of snow. And if you saw that Buffalo game today, Buffalo-Miami game, they had snow there. Here's that disturbance I'm talking about, and that's providing that precipitation in the form of snow for the mountains of North Carolina. And tomorrow it could continue. But the good news is the cold front that brought us the precipitation will be well out in the Atlantic Ocean. High pressure in the southern states will start to clear things out. So we're going to see rays of sunshine tomorrow. In fact, that is in the forecast. Tonight's low, 33 degrees, waking up to a bit of sunshine, 35. And then tomorrow afternoon, we're going to go ahead and call it partly sunny. It'll be a bit chilly, 46 degrees. But as we take a look at the extended forecast, things are looking up. That we could even have more sun than we're showing there on that extended forecast for Monday. It could be mostly sunny on Monday, but then the clouds roll back in, and there's a chance of precipitation Tuesday and Wednesday. By Thursday, much chillier, and the skies become partly cloudy. So the good word is sunshine peaks through tomorrow, a bit more on Monday, but then back to cloudy skies. So things are looking a bit better. Dave?
Yeah, but can we recognize the sun at this point? Thanks, Larry. Coming up in just a moment on News 36, we'll be showing you a superhero who's been around for a long time and has a worldwide following. But next, Will Hampton joins us with all of today's sporting news. Stay with us.
Jim Nelson Toyota Grand Opening Celebration.
Hi, I'm Eloise Nelson of Jim Nelson Toyota in Rock Hill, South Carolina. And during our grand opening celebration, we've reduced the prices of all our inventory. For example, you could have this brand new Camry or brand new 4x4 truck starting at only $10,988 or $189 a month. At Jim Nelson Toyota,
we treat you like family. WCNC TV 36 Cable 6 invites you to experience the excitement of UNC Charlotte basketball. The action heats up as the 49ers take on the South Alabama Jaguars this Sunday at 2 at the Charlotte Coliseum. At halftime, there's lots of fun planned with the Little Dunkers exhibition. They're cute, they're small, and boy, can they dunk a ball. For ticket information, call 547-4949. This 49ers game is brought to you by Coca-Cola Consolidated, The Fox, and WCNC TV 36 Cable 6.
Hi, we're the Moody Brothers, inviting you to watch the Carolina Gives Volunteer-a-thon this Sunday, January 13th from 7 till 9 here on WCNC TV.
Yeah, it's going to be lots of fun. News 36 anchors Tom Miller and Jesse Johnson will be the hosts, and we'll have entertainment by Maria Howe, Paula Lark, the Charlotte Children's Choir at Queens, and more.
And of course, we'll be there. The Volunteer-a-thon is not asking you to give money, but to give your time and talent by volunteering. So join us this Sunday at 7 on TV 36, Cable 6.
Furniture buyers are about to be bombarded with going out of business sales, clearance sales, and warehouse sales. But there's only one furniture store that will guarantee to match any competitor's price. Contemporary Showplace. Why spend money with someone who won't be around next month when Contemporary Showplace will give you the best price now and great service later? And for a limited time, your purchase is interest-free for 6 months. Find the style, get the price, but before you buy, call us. Contemporary Showplace. We'll match it or else.
Well, I guess we're going this way.
Well, I guess we are. Surprise, surprise, surprise. But you're going to be talking, or at least Jay's going to be talking to Michael Jordan tonight.
Well, we're getting ready. He was going to have a press conference at 6 o'clock, but he got in and he wanted to shoot instead. So he didn't talk to us, so we're going to talk to him after the game tonight. He wouldn't talk to anybody, so it's not just us, right?
Well, so we shouldn't feel badly about
We shouldn't feel bad at all. But, Michael Jordan is here, but, you know, let's hope the momentum is peaking tonight when the Hornets play Michael Jordan and the Bulls. It has been a building process since the trade. The Bulls riding high after last night's victory. Jordan had 31 points last night in their victory over Atlanta. Well, yes, the king has arrived. Michael Jordan got in today about, 10 minutes till 6 o'clock. And you know, when Michael Jordan comes to town, a lot of Carolina fans, a lot of good friends, he has a lot of ticket requests. 75 tickets Michael Jordan got and will pass out to friends for tonight's game. Is it the shoes? Is it the shoes? Well, we'll find out tonight. Jordan got a little chance today about 6 o'clock. This was only about 15, 20 minutes ago. He got on the court and he was filling it up in a pregame workout. Michael Jordan in Carolina shorts out there shooting at the Coliseum, getting ready for tonight's ball game. Well, Steve Scheffler is, you can see not a lot of crowd out there right now, but there is some fans getting ready to see Michael Jordan. And Steve Scheffler joins us now live, The Wild Thing. Last time we talked, you were on top of the world, weren't you?
I was pretty high up. I think this could be an equally exciting night, not for the same reason, but I think it's in store for a very good game.
What did you think about that after you had a couple of days to reflect? I don't know if anybody knows, but the last time that we got together, Steve Scheffler, the crowd was yelling for his name, Scheffler, Scheffler, and they wanted to get in the game. You came in, scored a quick bucket, and got a big rebound. You've had a couple of days since then. What do you think about your, I guess, the love affair the city of Charlotte has with Steve Scheffler?
It's very nice, but I think it's something that is not important to focus on. Right now we have a game coming up. I think Coach Katie emphasized when we were at Purdue, he said, never get too high or never get too low, and worry about your next day ahead of you. And I think today is going to be a big challenge and focus on the game, and whatever happened in the past, that happened in the past.
You think you'll get in there and help out? I know that they're going to need a lot of help tonight against Cartwright and Horace Grant, some big men in there and you guys really only have been going with the three-man rotation. Do you expect maybe some early playing time tonight?
You never know. It's a mystery for me, too. Hopefully. That's all I can say.
Okay. Thank you very much, Steve. I don't even want to shoot around. Appreciate you stopping by and talking with us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hornets tonight against the Bulls. We'll have highlights then on First Sports right about 11:05. Well, college basketball, a couple of ACC games this afternoon. Wake Forest against Clemson. They go to overtime. This was a pretty good game. Robert Seiler pulls up and hits the three-pointer. He had 15 points in the first half. David Young keeps it going. He will dribble out here and nails the three for Clemson. It is close the whole way, but time running out in the first half. Seiler looking for somebody to get the ball to, and finally just throws the three. He gets it. It's 38-30 Wake Forest at the break. Rodney Rogers, the freshman of the year, boom, gets the slam to fall. Now, is this a pass or a shot? Watch it. This is Young to Davis. Davis reaches up and grabs it for the alley-oop slam. That's the way it works. Final seconds of the game. Down two, Wake Forest, Randolph Childress nails it. It is a two-point bucket, sends it to overtime, and then a big play in the overtime. You see, they go over and back. Clemson called for the crucial play, 93-88. Wake Forest gets a win. Duke against Maryland today, and Bobby Hurley has the big game. A career-high 26 points for Bobby Hurley. They jump out to a 10-0 lead in this game. Now, Maryland is led by Cedric Lewis. Watch him on the rebound, stick it back in. He had 19 points. But a lot of Duke Devils get involved. Billy McCaffrey had 20. The final, Duke beats Maryland 94-78. South Carolina with a Metro Conference game today against Cincinnati. This one not ever close, really. South Carolina comes out of the blocks in a hurry.